why don't we? Happy Friday. All right. I do have some connection issues. I don't know why that always happens, but I don't know what to do or say about it. Right. Well, I haven't seen y'all since, what was that, top of the week last week on last Tuesday? Oh, I just remembered. So, you've been going through a lot? I've been seeing posts about it. People going through it. It's, hey, chill. It's July the 23rd. You remember? When Mercury retrograde first started? I said today starts Mercury retrograde into the 23rd. It's calming down now. Hey, it's all right. So hopefully, no, not hopefully. So our electronic problems should calm down, and just a little bit. It's still hot. I'm in Texas. It was 120 degrees yesterday. Whew. I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'm going to Houston to see my parents. Like I said, I don't know if I said this on live, but I will be going down there every month, you know? And not because they're sick or doing bad. Remember, prepare yourself. Stay proactive, not reactive. So I don't want to wait till something happens and then I have to stop and change my life and start going down to Houston, which is 4 hours away, to see them. I want to already be in that habit, right? So I can't wait to go to Houston. My girlfriend is going to Georgia, see her grandkids and the rest of her family. So we both gonna be gone. Life stay busy. Her son will be starting college next year, freshman. My daughter be graduating from college next year. It's so much going. I don't even know what's happening. I just know I'm getting old. But you know, enough about that. Y'all want to hear about me and my life and all this stuff. Y'all here for the initiation series at my master's school. You see the spear fingers? Yeah. So this is the initiation series. Sorry. I'm pretty sure in the write-up I called it a mastery series again. It's an initiation series. This is Kybalion by the 3 initiates. Whoop! And last time that we went live, I don't even remember what we went live over. I do remember now. We went live over the framework of the 7 Hermetic principles, went through them very briefly. All right. But now we're about to go deeper, and we're going to continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper. All right. So I remember a few years ago, it seems like now one of the hot button words is like narcissist. But I remember a few years ago, a hot button word, and it's still kind of hot, and it's called transmutation. I remember all over Facebook, everybody was talking about transmuting this and transmutation, right? This is the first time that I actually went live over the Kybalion when all of that wave was going. But I hope that it wasn't just a wave. I hope that you practice mental transmutation. We're going to talk about it today. All right. It's a mental art. Okay. You got the 9 muses. One of the arts is like music and sculpture and paint, but we're talking about mental arts. Okay. That chapter is only going to be 9 minutes long, very short. So I'm going to do 2 chapters. I'm going to do mental transmutation and only be 9 minutes. And then we're going to do the all. Okay. This is who you call God or source. This is who we talked about in the master series with trimorphic protonia. First, 3 forms of first thought. The Holy Spirit said, I am the all. And you remember, we made the correspondence. I told you, next time we go live over the Kybalion, we will be talking about the all. Don't pay attention to the boxes. When I say boxes, it's going to say that this is a hermetic name that we have given source as the all. But it can't be just hermetic because we just went through Gnostic, Secret Book of John, and the trimorphic protonia that also talks about the all. Okay? It's just correspondence. That's why you see the same things in every religion and belief, because of the universal law of correspondence, the second universal principle. I still feel like I'm talking too much. Let's go ahead and get into this. We've already went live over the axiom. The all is mind. The universe is mental. You got it? Okay, so if the universe is mental, okay, then mental transmutation must be transmuting parts, places, and things, and even maybe people in the universe. Okay? All right, so anytime you think mental, think universe. When you think psychology, it's not trying to fix your mental, it's trying to fix the universe. Here in the United States, they say we have a lot of mental issues. We got a mental problem here. Understand what it's actually saying. In this part of the universe, we might have a little bit of issues, and if we don't get our mental right, it's going to manifest in the universe. Okay? But it's okay. It's all right. Let's learn something. Here we go. Wait for it.
Chapter 3 of the Kybalion by 3 Initiates. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 3, Mental Transmutation.
Yes.
Mind, as well as metals and elements, may be transmuted from state to state, degree to degree, condition to condition, pole to pole, vibration to vibration. True hermetic transmutation is a mental art.
The Kybalion.
The Kybalion.
You know what it is.
As we have stated, the Hermetists were the original alchemists, astrologers, and psychologists.
Yes.
Hermes having been the founder of these schools of thought.
Yes. Hold on. Let me shout out to Hermes. There was a leader of these schools, schools of thought. So you remember in Trimorphic Protonia, she said, please listen. She called us sons of light, but she also calls us sons of the thought. Okay, so shout out to the schools of thought, because they still exist today. The public just doesn't pay attention to them. And we don't really put that in the public, all right? So the first part of it said that the mind, right, is able to transmute, okay, from state to state, from degree to degree, from condition to condition, from pole to pole, from vibration to vibration. Not only is the mind able to, but if you was listening, I know he talks kind of fast, but he said the mind and metals and elements are able to be transmuted. All right? We're not talking about magic. I'm not trying to get you to be a musician. I'm trying to show you that real deep magic. Here we go.
Astrology has grown modern astronomy.
Okay.
From alchemy has grown modern chemistry.
Okay.
From the mystic psychology has grown the modern psychology of the schools.
Hold up. So, the ancient Hermetics, the ancient people, okay, we already study astrology. The astrology is not New Age or anything new, okay? But what mankind did is take ancient astrology, okay, and they made it into what you know now today as astronomy, okay? Alchemy is not anything new. They took the ancient alchemy practices and made it into what you know as modern chemistry, okay? Mystic psychology, which is the only psychology that exists, shout out to Carl Jung out of Switzerland. Okay. Out of this mystic psychology, they have created a type of modern psychology. But psychology was always mystic. Okay. It wasn't never. So how does that make you feel? There was never psychology. It was always mystical. All right. Let's continue to listen.
But it must not be supposed that the ancients were ignorant of that which the modern schools suppose to be their exclusive and special property. The records engraved on the stones of ancient Egypt show conclusively that the ancients had a full comprehensive knowledge of astronomy, the very building of the pyramids showing the connection between their design and the study of astronomical science.
Yep.
Nor were they ignorant of chemistry,
right?
For the fragments of the ancient writings show that they were acquainted with the chemical properties of things.
Shout out to Egypt.
In fact, the ancient theories regarding physics are being slowly verified by the latest discoveries of modern science.
Whoop.
Notably those relating to the constitution of matter. nor must it be supposed that they were ignorant of the so-called modern discoveries in psychology. On the contrary, the Egyptians were especially skilled in the science of psychology,
Yep.
particularly in the branches that the modern schools ignore, but which, nevertheless, are being uncovered under the name of psychic science,
Yes.
which is perplexing the psychologists of today.
So the psychologists of today love to call it psychic science. What is mystic psychology? Here we go.
And making them reluctantly admit that there may be something in it after all. The truth is that beneath the material chemistry, astronomy and psychology, that is, the psychology in its phase of brain action, the ancients possessed a knowledge of the transcendental astronomy, called astrology, of transcendental chemistry, called alchemy, of transcendental psychology, called mystic psychology.
So it's kind of the same lines that we just talked about. Okay? Transcendental astronomy is astrology. Okay? Transcendental chemistry is alchemy. Okay? Okay? Modern psychology is mystic psychology. Here we go.
They possess the inner knowledge as well as the outer knowledge, the latter alone being possessed by modern scientists. Among the many secret branches of knowledge possessed by the Hermetists was that known as mental transmutation, which forms the subject matter of this lesson.
Yes, this is the lesson.
Transmutation is a term usually employed to designate the ancient art of transmutation of metals,
Yes.
particularly of the base metals, into gold. The word transmute means to change from one nature, form or substance into another.
Transform.
To transform.
Right.
Webster.
Shout out to Webster.
And accordingly, mental transmutation means the art of changing and transforming mental states, forms and conditions into others. So you may see that mental transmutation is the art of mental chemistry, if you like the term. A form of...
You can call it mental chemistry. Okay? So instead of trying to find a philosopher's stone outside of yourself, trying to mix the certain types of metal that are lead based or base metals into gold. Okay? Remember, all the mysteries have degrees. That's a lower degree. I'm not saying that it's not possible that people don't exist here on earth that's able to turn regular metals into gold. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I know it happens. What I'm saying is at a higher degree, it happens in the mental. Okay, that's just a lower degree. Okay? All right, you with me? All right, here we go.
Practical mystic psychology.
Right.
But this means far more than appears on the surface. Transmutation, alchemy or chemistry on the mental plane is important enough in its effects, to be sure,
Right.
and if the art stopped there, it would still be one of the most important branches of study known to man. But this is only the beginning. Let us see why.
Hold up before we see why. Hey, hold up. Let's give some examples of transmutation because it's happening. It happens all the time. Transmutation happens all the time. And then we're going to get into examples of mental transmutation real quick. So right now you're transmuting. You are. Right now you're transmuting. You might say, well, I haven't ate nothing today and I haven't drank nothing. I'm just dry fasting. Even on that, your body is transmuting. Okay? Breath and whatever liquid and food that you got in your system into energy. That's transmutation. Okay? When you put rice, just rice, and then you add some water, and then you add some heat to it, and the rice gets soft and changes forms, and then you eat it, that is transmutation. When you mix up cake batter, right? Cake batter is just, it kind of tastes good, but once you put it through the fire of baking, and it come out, it rises and it tastes so much different. That's what we're talking about when we talk about transmutation. You do it all the time, whether you're cooking in the microwave, whether you're putting protein powder and all that crap or whatever powder you're using for hydration. All of that is transmutation. You're changing, okay, something from one form to another, and we do it all the time unconsciously. Our body does it, Okay, so just wanted to put some examples of transmutation out there. Now let's talk about mental transmutation. Okay, so I was on break from Facebook when it happened, but the whole Charlie Kirk thing, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. Okay, now at first, a lot of people didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was. I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was. I think I seen his face before, but I didn't know who he was. Okay, so what happens is, so I read an article about Charlie Kirk. Now, wherever my mental state was, now it's transmuted. It's different. Why? Because I got information put in my head. So now I might be thinking different. Now, being that I don't think that everything is against me, and I don't go into the negative side of polls and be like, oh yeah, it was a setup, it was this and that, right. Like, I don't get myself all routed up, but a lot of people did. And some of them still do. Okay? That's mental transmutation. Okay? That's somebody putting a thought of information in your head, and now it's transmuted the way you think about. I'm trying to be serious, bro. How you think about Erica Curry? You probably think she's full of boo-boo. I'm just saying. Okay, because of some of the conspiracy theories and confirmed conspiracy theories that were true, you're like, I don't know. Right? Right? Or you might be having a great day, and all of a sudden somebody cuts you off. And now you're mad. Now, mind you, from that one state that you was in peace and chilling and having a great morning to another state of road rage, that's transmutation. So be careful, because it happens a lot unconsciously. And we get information from posts. We get information maybe from Google News. I don't know who watched TV. I haven't watched it in 20 years, but you see something and all of a sudden you feel in some type of way. Okay? All right, here we go.
The first of the 7 Hermetic principles is the principle of mentalism, the axiom of which is, the all is mind,
Right.
the universe is mental.
Correct.
Which means that the underlying reality of the universe is mind.
It's mind.
And the universe itself is mental.
Yes.
That is, existing in the mind of the all. We shall consider this principle in succeeding lessons, but let us see the effect of the principle if it be assumed to be true.
Let's see.
If the universal is mental in its nature,
Right.
then mental transmutation must be the art of changing the conditions of the universe
I told you.
along the lines of matter, force, and mind.
I told you.
So you see, therefore, that mental transmutation is really the magic of which the ancient writers had so much to say in their mystical works, and about which they gave so few practical instructions. If all be mental, then the art which enables one to transmute mental conditions must render the master the controller of material conditions as well as those ordinarily called mental. As a matter of fact, none but advanced mental alchemists have been able to attain the degree of power necessary to control the grosser physical conditions,
Here we go.
such as the control of the elements of nature,
Listen.
the production or cessation of tempests, the production and cessation of earthquakes and other great physical phenomena. But that such men have existed, and do exist today, is a matter of earnest belief to all advanced occultists of all schools. That the masters exist, and have these powers, the best teachers assure their students, having had experiences which justify them in such belief and statements. These masters do not make public exhibitions of their powers, but seek seclusion from the crowds of men, in order to better work their way along the path of attainment. We mention their existence at this point merely to call your attention to the fact that their power is entirely mental and operates along the lines of the higher mental transmutation under the Hermetic principle of mentalism. The universe is mental.
The Kybalion.
The Kybalion.
So I'll be having to finish that thought, okay? So this is what I was explaining earlier, okay? So let's go over a magical example, why don't we? Okay? How to bend a spoon. Okay? People struggle. How do you bend a spoon? It's okay. This initiation book will tell you how to bend a spoon. First of all, the spoon appears physical. It's an appearance. We talked about this in philosophy, right? Not to get everything is an appearance. Some people say it's an illusion. I just call it appearance. Okay? So it appears physical. It appears that if you try to bend a spoon with your hand, it's going to be kind of hard, right? It's going to seem impossible. Okay? So the people that bend a spoon don't do it through a magical power and all. They do it through mental. Okay? They imagine themselves, not imagine, they see themselves fully as the spoon. And they think they know how to put their mind in a place where now that they are the spoon, through some light, that's the power that you do it with, and then you just start to bend yourself and the spoon bends, but all this is happening in your mind. Okay? It's mental. Magic is mental, bro. All right? Like you just finished explaining. I know. You hear it's weather machines. They're controlling the weather. Oh no, they're spraying something. That's why I be saying, don't be scared. Remember the power within you and remember that you're more powerful than it. Because whatever spraying that's going on, whatever weather making that's going on, and earthquake making that's going on, you have the mental power to control all of it. You literally have the mental power to create a field around you that anything that they're spraying cannot touch you, because you have mentally seen yourself as nothing but light. And now every single little piece of things that they're spraying, just, it doesn't touch you. It doesn't. Okay. Like you heard, there are masters that can make earthquakes. There are masters that can calm down earthquakes. Okay? Like I've told you the first time that I went live over this, I've seen some of this shit with my own eyes. I'm just not into trying to one up or be what somebody else is. I remember my fate and destiny. He can move earthquakes. That's what he or she is practicing to do. That's he or she's fate and destiny. That ain't my fate and destiny. That's not what I use my mental work for. I use my mental work to help teach myself and others and share that with others and hope that it helps them remember, because I can't teach anybody. I can only make you think, which helps you bring back recollection. That's what Socrates talks about. Helps you remember, because you just forgot. You already know everything that I'm saying. You just forgot. Okay? There are masters that control the weather. There are masters that can do all of that and do it and have been actively doing it. Just remember that power is all mental. In order to do that power, you have to have a lot of time. I created most of my mental power when I took a year off work because I had severance. You know, took $20,000 and just chilled for a year and just really was able to practice hard versus trying to practice while working a 40-hour week. You know, and most of us that practice this, we stay secluded from the public. You know, I just came out. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but some of y'all that's been on my page already know. It was like, so who going to come out? Who want to come out? And a few of us was like, we'll come out. Because the rest of them scared because they think y'all ain't going to do nothing but crucify them or spread crazy theories about them and all of that. They scared of y'all. But, you know, I ain't scared of y'all. Maybe a little bit. Here we go.
But students and Hermetists of lesser degree than masters, the initiates and teachers,
right,
are able to freely work along the mental plane in mental transmutation. In fact, all that we call psychic phenomena, mental influence, mental science, new thought phenomena, etc., operates along the same general lines, for there is but one principle involved, no matter by what name the phenomena be called. The student and practitioner of mental transmutation works among the mental plane, transmuting mental conditions, states, etc., into others, according to various formulas, more or less efficacious. The various treatments affirmations, denials, etc. of the schools of mental science are but formulas, often quite imperfect and unscientific, of the Hermetic art. The majority of modern practitioners are quite ignorant compared to the ancient masters, for they lack the fundamental knowledge upon which the work is based.
So I know we got neurology schools. Okay, you can even get a degree in neurology and study brain chemistry and how the brain works, right? You know, we got people going through CAT scans, and then the little person in the room reads your head and lets you know all this stuff. Just like he said, they lack the fundamental principles. This is the fundamental principles. This is the basis. This is the framework. They keep on trying to take something ancient and make it into a money-making modern thing and play with it and think that it's a game, but it's not going to work because you don't have the basis of the student teachings. The same when people are posting all over social media that they manifesting and their vibes are up and that their energy is through the roof. We're going to go through it in the book, in this book right here, when we go over the chapter about vibration. People talk about energy. They don't understand the planes of energy. You have energy plane A, B, and C. And it depends on what type of race of humans you've grown into. I posted about this, right? I said now we're the 5th human race with stragglers from the 4th, and some have grown into the 6th and even 7th, right? We talked about the 6th human, okay, is the Superman, and the 7th is the Overman, and we don't call it man by gender. It's the Supermind and the Overmind. Man is mana, means mind. You see what I'm saying? So it takes more than just, you know, taking beautiful pictures on your vacation and stuff like that and talking about energy and vibes. You really got to study it. You really got to practice it. This is a serious thing. It's not just something that you throw around as a facade. Here we go.
Not only may the mental states, etc., of one's self be changed or transmuted by hermetic methods, but also the states of others may be, and are, constantly transmuted in the same way, usually unconsciously, but often consciously by some understanding the laws and principles, in cases where the people affected are not informed of the principles of self-protection.
So hold up. There are principles of self-protection. Sorry. I'm vegan. This banana good. Man, I lost my thought. The banana was so good. I lost my thought. I gotta rewind it. Give me a second. I lost my thought. Oh, I hate when I lose my thoughts.
Way, usually unconsciously, but often consciously by some understanding the laws and principles.
Protection.
In cases where the people affected are not informed of the principles of self-protection.
I'm back. Sorry. I'm telling you, the mind is a hard thing to keep. Hold up. Let me stop before I get off track again. Self-protection. Okay? Self-protection means knowing yourself. Okay, and knowing that somebody is trying to impress another mental state on you. For example, you come past a post and they tell you, flock cameras, be careful, they're watching you. They're tracking your cell phone. They're tracking you. It's aimed at the schools and they're tracking your kids and all. Listen, if you don't protect yourself, you're going to fall right into that fear, whether it's true or not. What makes it affect you is you putting your mind into it. As long as you don't give fear into it and give yourself into it and just be aware of it and keep on about your business, you're okay. But if you don't, then you'll find yourself stressed out about flock cameras, stressed out every time you see spraying in the sky, stressed out every time you see a sky full of spray. Okay, stressed out every time you go in the grocery store because you're like, yeah, the government is poisoning us in America, all right? You're going to think that you're under attack everywhere you go because you haven't protected yourself, right? And the knowing that you're above all of that. And all of this stuff is just parts of you manifesting in other ways. So be careful. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental. Don't let it get caught up in fear, because next thing you know, you'll be posting about government, about conspiracies, about all these things that's outside of you. Okay? And that will take away from you improving yourself, because that's the goal. Okay? It's not about making everybody aware of fear and all of that crap. It's about making yourself aware of the things that you need to fix within you, like jealousy, right? Envy, pride, lust, gluttony, all of that, slothfulness, laziness, all of that. Focus on the person in the mirror. I'll stop talking so much.
And more than this, as many students and practitioners of modern mental science know, every material condition, depending upon the minds of other people, may be changed or transmuted in accordance with the earnest desire, will, and treatments of persons desiring changed conditions of life.
So, if somebody comes and says, look, I really desire to be better. Okay? I really want to work on myself. Okay? I really want... When you are in the presence of a master or even a teacher, okay, they're able to change your mental states. Okay? First of all, why do you want to get better? Who told you that you were so worse? And then they go through all the things that you do in life that are okay. So you're not even that messed up. You're just wearing guilt on you. But you don't have to be that guilty. And you don't have a lot of things to get better. You see what I'm saying? That's change your mental because you had a strong will to get better, right? Or it can be like an example in the Jesus story. Yes, this is in the Bible. I get mixed up on what's in the Bible and what's not because I study so many books that's banned from the Bible, right? It was a lady with an issue of blood. This is a great example, okay? Her will was so strong that she said, if I can just grab the hem of his fucking garment, I know I can be saved. Listen to what I'm saying. Her will was that strong enough that she reached out and she grabbed him. Okay? Jesus stops and says, whoa, hold up. Who touched me? Everybody like, hey, Jesus, chill, bro. People gonna think you crazy. You're in the middle of a big old crowd of people. Everybody's touching you. No, somebody touched me because I felt power issue out of me. That's what he said. Okay? So because of her will, and with the issue of blood, her issue of blood was healed. Not because she believed, but because her willpower was so strong enough that she thought that if she could just touch it, she can be healed. That mental power, when she touched, that made the power of the master go out of himself and into her without her even meeting him face to face. See what I'm saying? That's mental transmutation, bro. Some people go into church and they go to the altar and they're praying so hard in their will to be healed of sickness and all of that. Some of them still stay sick, but some of them don't. I stop talking. Here we go.
The public is so generally informed regarding these things at present that we do not deem it necessary to mention the same at length, our purpose at this point being merely to show the Hermetic principle and art underlying all of these various forms of practice, good and evil, for the force can be used in opposite directions according to the Hermetic principles of polarity. In this little book, we shall state the basic principles of mental transmutation, that all who read may grasp the underlying principles, and thus possess the master key that will unlock the many doors of the principle of polarity.
Yes.
We shall now proceed to a consideration of the first of the Hermetic 7 principles,
Mentalism.
The principle of mentalism, in which is explained the truth that the all is mind, The universe is mental, in the words of the Kybalion. We ask the close attention and careful study of this great principle on the part of our students, for it is really the basic principle of the whole Hermetic philosophy and of the Hermetic art of mental transmutation.
Yes.
End of chapter 3 of the Kybalion by 3 Initiates.
Yes. So that was chapter 3 on mental transmutation. Let's get into chapter 4.
Chapter 4 of the Kybalion by 3 Initiates. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 4. The All.
Uh-oh.
Under and back of the universe of time, space and change is ever to be found the substantial reality, the fundamental truth. The Kybalion.
Let's go.
Substance means that which underlies all outward manifestations, the essence, the essential reality, the thing in itself, etc. Substantial means actually existing, being the essential element, being real, etc. Reality means the state of being real, true, enduring, valid, fixed, permanent, actual, etc. Under and behind all outward appearances or manifestations, there must always be a substantial reality. This is the law.
So, this has always been the law. Everything that is in existence must come from a something. Okay? And when I say a something, I'm not saying that the reason that a fire was made is because you rubbed 2 sticks together. I'm saying, getting back to, well, where the 2 sticks come from, all right? Well, where the tree come from that the sticks came from? Well, where the dirt come from that the trees came from? Well, where the earth come from that the dirt, you see what I'm saying? And when you get down to it, you're like, it has to be a something that's in everything. A substantial something that's in everything. Let's continue to listen about this all.
Man, considering the universe, of which he is a unit, sees nothing but change in matter, forces, and mental states.
Here we go.
He sees that nothing really is, but that everything is becoming and changing. Nothing stands still. Everything is being born, growing, dying. The very instant a thing reaches its height, it begins to decline. The law of rhythm is in constant operation. There is...
Hold up. That's the law of rhythm. You remember? I said, yeah, somebody might be up right now and they taking pictures, they on vacations and all of that. Oh yeah, look at me, look at my life. Must sucks to be you. Oh, just wait. I'm talking about law, and I'm not saying that I'm hoping that something bad happens to somebody. Okay? Think about the people that are, oh, my life is in shambles. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just wait for it. It's going to curve right back up. And the ones up goes down. Let me do a better example. Famous people know this. YouTubers know this. Okay? It's only so high that you can reach. Okay? It's only so high you can reach. And then it goes down. Okay? So, people know when you can see it on the YouTube videos, right? A person used to get 1 million views all the time, or a person used to get 500,000 views all the time. Now they just getting maybe 12, 13,000 views. It's over, right? No one really rides around bumping a Ludacris like that no more. That wave is over. Nobody really bumps the new 50 Cent. Shit is over. You see what I'm saying? They've already reached that height. It goes down. You see it. You see it in your post. Your post only gets so many likes. It might get a couple after a few days, but after that, that's it. It bottoms out. That's what I call it. I call it a bottom out. You know, even when I post short stories on my YouTube channel, is so funny because I'll post the cat videos that I put in my stories on Facebook, and it might get like 1,000 views in 5 hours. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be it. That's it. It's the whole top out. You see what I'm saying? And that's just an example of as soon as something reaches its height, it starts to decline. As soon as everybody was, oh wow, Charlie Kirk, oh wow, Puff Daddy, oh wow, R. Kelly was peeing on girls. The info ain't even that important no more. Here we go.
No reality, enduring quality, fixity, or substantiality in anything.
Nope.
Nothing is permanent but change. He sees all things evolving from other things and resolving into other things, a constant action and reaction, inflow and outflow, building up and tearing down, creation and destruction, birth, growth and death. Nothing endures but change.
Shout out to Shiva, the creator and destroyer. Same thing. It's the same principles. But he's only talking from our point of view, because he has to explain, and we have to explain, how the all is changeless. Before you can understand the changeless, you have to understand the changing. Okay, so right now you're in a changing realm. Like he just explained, everything changes, everything is becoming. Okay, and if it hits if it hits the top of its becoming, it starts to decline. And then it hits the bottom of the decline and starts to become again. Everything is in constant change. That's one thing that won't ever change, is change. Okay? So just remember that. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. Even if you're at a great point in your life right now, it's going to change. It doesn't mean that bad things are coming. Changes are coming. The world will never be destroyed. It ain't never been destroyed. It has gone through changes.
And if he be a thinking man, he realizes that all of these changing things must be but outward appearances or manifestations of some underlying power, some substantial reality.
What is this reality?
All thinkers, in all lands and in all times, have assumed the necessity for postulating the existence of this substantial reality.
Yep.
All philosophies worthy of the name
Yep.
have been based upon this thought. Men have given this substantial reality many names. Some have called it by the name of deity, under many titles.
Correct.
Others have called it the infinite and eternal energy. Others have tried to call it matter, but all have acknowledged its existence. It is self-evident. It needs no argument. In these lessons we have followed the example of some of the world's greatest thinkers, both ancient and modern,
Yes.
the Hermetic masters, and have called this underlying power,
The all.
this substantial reality,
Say it.
by the Hermetic name
Say
of
it.
the all,
Yes.
which term we consider the most comprehensive of the many terms applied by man to that which transcends names and terms.
Yes.
We accept and teach the view of the great Hermetic thinkers of all times, as well as of those illumined souls who have reached higher planes of being, both of whom assert that the inner nature of the all is unknowable.
Yes.
This must be so, for naught by the all itself can comprehend its own nature and being.
Now look, this is what we went over in Trimorphic Protonia. Nothing but the all itself can comprehend itself. That's why the all is unknowable. We went through it. We went through those three forms of first thought. We went through the thought. We went through first thought. We went through speech, and we went through word. All three of them said that they were incomprehensible and unknowable. Okay? It's okay. I'll put an example out there that maybe you can understand better as a human. It certainly helps me. Okay? So nobody knows you like you. Nobody knows you like you. Nobody on earth knows you like you. And nobody on earth knows the all like the all knows itself. Same thing. Actually, I think that's more proof that we are made in the image of the all. Because just as the all is the only thing that can know itself, and everything else can only know its functions. We know its functions as the mother, father, and the son. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, we can't know it. We can only know us. You see what I'm saying? And be able to understand its functions in relation to us. Just like nobody can understand us. They can understand our functions. That's part of the reason why when somebody meets you, they ask you where you work at. You see what I'm saying? They're asking you your function in this place. What do you do? Okay? So I hope that better helps understand why the source is unknowable. All right, here we go.
The Hermetists believe and teach that the all, in itself, is and must ever be unknowable.
Yes.
They regard all the theories, guesses, and speculations of the theologians and metaphysicians regarding the inner nature of the all as but the childish efforts of mortal minds to grasp the secret of the infinite. Such efforts have always failed and will always fail, from the very nature of the task.
Right.
One pursuing such inquiries travels around and around in the labyrinth of thought until he is lost to all sane reasoning, action, or conduct,
Shout out to the squirrel.
and is utterly unfitted for the work of life.
Shout out to the squirrel.
He is like the squirrel which frantically runs around and around the circling treadmill wheel of his cage, travelling ever and yet reaching nowhere. At the end, a prisoner still, and standing just where he started. And still more presumptuous are those who attempt to ascribe to the all the personality, qualities, properties, characteristics, and attributes of themselves,
Really?
ascribing to the all the human emotions, feelings, and characteristics, even down to the pettiest qualities of mankind, such as jealousy, susceptibility to flattery and praise, desire for offerings and worship, and all the other survivals from the days of the childhood of the race.
Those were from the days of the childhood of the human race, and some people still in that real hard. Did you hear what he said? We try to give God, source, human characteristics and traits and personalities. Right? Oh God, please, if you get me through this, I'm not going to drink no more. Who you think you're talking to? A human? You're talking to the power that is every word that you're saying, is the thought behind what you're saying, is every action of you continue to drinking or not to drink. It's already all of that. You see what I'm saying? Don't give it human traits and personalities. Okay? And as you just heard, we think that it even acts like humankind, right? That it can be susceptible to something like jealousy. I'm a jealous God and there is no other God before me. You see how off and dumb that sounds now? You can't bring something that is everything into being jealous like humans. It's not anything close to humans. It's everything above everything that can be thought by a human. It's not possible for it to get jealous. And some people think that it sits there and says, oh, thank you for giving 10% in your offerings. Are you serious? The storehouse is actually the brain. You only use 10% of it. That's why I say bring 10% into the storehouse. I ain't talking about giving no tithes and offerings. It's not flattered by that. Sorry. Man, it doesn't need any of that. It's not in need of anything. It's not sitting up there like, well, if they pray hard enough, I might do something. Like, what? This is not genie work. This is not rubbing a lamp. This is real. That's why he explained what reality is. It's real. We went through that in the Tao Te Ching. The Tao is real. You see what I'm saying? But please don't think that it's flattered by the fact that you go to church every Sunday all your life for the last 20, 30 years. It's not flattered by none of that. I digress.
Such ideas are not worthy of grown men and women,
It's not.
and are rapidly being discarded.
You see it getting discarded.
At this point, it may be proper for me to state that we make a distinction between religion and theology,
Say it.
between philosophy and metaphysics.
Hold up, let me talk through it right quick before he makes the distinction. Now I forgot the word. Before he explains it in such an elegant way. Distinction is the word I was looking for. Okay? So, don't get me wrong. I'm not against religion. I've said that plenty of times. I'm not against religion. I'm not even against theology. I have an issue with theology. I don't have an issue with religion. Okay? Okay? So many people post, and you probably saw me coming to your posts. I've been coming to people's posts saying this when they say, oh yeah, religion is the problem. Religion. Hey, calm down. Theology is the issue, not religion. Okay? So I'm all about religion and philosophy. Okay? What I'm not about is theology and metaphysics. Okay? So this is why Facebook renamed their little company Meta. Meta means beyond. Okay? Philosophy is about understanding and knowing things that are thinkable. Okay? You probably read in some other types of teachings that you should not try to go beyond your power. That's ignorance. All right? So I don't study into metaphysics. I'm aware of it, but I don't even try to be that much aware of it because it's going beyond what is possible. You're just making up stuff because you're going beyond what's possible now. Okay? And theology, okay, tries to say that, oh, God has a personality and it's up there with hell, bricks, and hellfire if you do something wrong. What? You know, they try to act like it has a plan. Yeah, next time it's going to destroy the world by fire. You don't even know it. It's unknowable. What are you talking about? You can't try to give it a plan. You can't think that you know its will. It's an unknowable thing. And then these Catholics and theology priests try to say that you have to come to them because they're the mediator between you and source. When we've already went live over it, and you should know this, he tore of a piece of himself and put it in you. Why would he need you to go through somebody else in order to hear you?
Religion, to us, means that intuitional realization of the existence of the all,
yes,
and one's relationship to it.
Yes.
While theology means the attempts of men to ascribe personality, qualities, and characteristics to it.
Told you.
Their theories regarding its affairs, will, desires, plans, and designs.
What?
And their assumption of the office of middlemen between the all and the people.
Told you.
Philosophy, to us, means the inquiry after knowledge of things knowable and thinkable,
yes,
while metaphysics means the attempt to carry the inquiry over and beyond the boundaries and into regions unknowable and unthinkable, and with the same tendency as that of theology.
Told you.
And consequently, both religion and philosophy mean to us things having roots in reality,
yes,
while theology and metaphysics seem like broken reeds, rooted in the quicksands of ignorance and affording naught but the most insecure support for the mind or soul of man.
Thank you.
We do not insist upon our students accepting these definitions. We mention them merely to show our position.
We're just showing our position. I'm just showing my position because I don't have the position just because I study and practice Hermeticism. There's people that study and practice Hermeticism that don't agree with that. And like he said, we're not convincing the students, you that's listening, to think that same thing either. We just stating where we stand. Be free. Hey, feel free to study metaphysics. Feel free to dive deep in theology and go to the priest and ask for forgiveness. Do you? Here we go.
At any rate, you shall hear very little about theology and metaphysics in these lessons.
Right.
That which is the fundamental truth, the substantial reality, is beyond true naming, but the wise men call it the all.
The Kybalion.
The Kybalion. In its essence, the all is unknowable.
Kybalion.
The Kybalion. But the report of reason must be hospitably received and treated with respect.
The Kybalion.
The Kybalion.
Let's go.
The human reason, whose reports we must accept so long as we think at all, informs us as follows regarding the all.
Let's go.
And that without a...
Hold up. Let's go over 3 points that really to me, break down the all in an easier way. It's okay. Chill. We almost done. Here we go.
Attempting to remove the veil of the unknowable.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. So that's what he was saying earlier. Everybody that tries to know the all, what they're trying to do is remove the veil. And like he said earlier, when the chapter first started, they always fail and they will always fail. Okay? But you can understand its functions to a point without trying to remove the veil. Let me tell it. I say it's the veil of Isis. I love her. Here we go.
1. The all must be all that really is. There can be nothing existing outside of the all, else the all would not be the all.
Truth.
2.
Hold up. Everything must be the all. It cannot be nothing existing outside of the all. I know you're like, okay, I understand, Will. Hold on. Let me explain it to you. Because some people say, right, death is not of God. Pedophilia is not of God. Right? Satan is not of God. Right? All of this stuff, they say, oh no, they're not of God. They don't have no soul or nothing. Stop. Everything is in the all, bro. There is nothing outside of it. Everything is in it. The all is all of that too. The all is pedophilia. The all is rape. The all is murder. The all is blowing up buildings. The all is war. The all is all of that shit. That's why we call it the all. When you try to understand why all that happens, then you have to understand that it is all in balance and that everything is good. Like the example I always put out. When you take your dog to the vet, right? The dog is screaming and crying. It don't want to go to the vet because it doesn't know any better. You know better, right? That it needs to go to the vet so it can get taken care of and feel better. It come from the vet. It's feeling better. It's still traumatized and shit. You're not worried about that. You took it there because it needs to go to the vet. You see what I'm saying? The all is not worried about you kicking and screaming because you're scared about what happened. And you don't, nope. You need to go through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? To get fixed. Even though you don't understand it and it traumatize you, you be all right. You needed to fix. Here we go. 2.
All must be infinite, for there is nothing else to define, confine, bound, limit, or restrict the all. It must be infinite in time, or eternal. It must have always continually existed, for there is nothing else to have ever created it, and something can never evolve from nothing. And if it had ever not been, even for a moment, it would not be now. It must continually exist forever, for there is nothing to destroy it, and it can never not be, even for a moment, because something can never become nothing. It must be infinite in space. It must be everywhere, for there is no place outside of the all. It cannot be otherwise than continuous in space, without break, cessation, separation, or interruption, for there is nothing to break, separate, or interrupt its continuity, and nothing with which to fill in the gaps. It must be infinite in power, or absolute, for there is nothing to limit, restrict, restrain, confine, disturb, or condition it.
Say it.
It is subject to no other power,
There is
no other power.
There is no other power. This is how the Secret Book of John explained it. This is how Trimorphic Protonia explained itself as just what it sounds just like it. It said in the book it says immutable, incomprehensible, unnameable, because nothing was able to get it a name, unchangeable, because nothing was able to it must remain. Shout out to the Loki series. I don't know if they're going to come with another season because old boy got in trouble, the one that was He Who Remains. Because we're going to get deeper in here. They don't just call source by the name of the all. They call it He Who Is. He, because that's its function. Here we go. And He Who Remains was in the Loki series. It was He Who Remains. It had statues of him with 3 faces on it. Shout out to the triple mother father. Here we go.
3.
Three.
The all must be immutable, or not subject to change in its real nature,
Right.
for there is nothing to work changes upon it,
No.
nothing into which it could change, nor from which it could have changed.
Yep.
It cannot be added to, nor subtracted from, increased, nor diminished, nor become greater or lesser in any respect whatsoever. It must have always been, and must always remain, just what it is now.
The all.
The all.
Let's go.
There has never been, is not now, and never will be anything else into which it can change.
Better say it.
The all being infinite, absolute, eternal, and unchangeable,
Right.
it must follow that anything finite, changeable, fleeting, and conditioned cannot be the all. And as there is nothing outside of the all, in reality, then any and all such finite things must be as nothing in reality. Now do not become befogged nor frightened. We are not trying to lead you into the Christian Science field under cover of Hermetic philosophy. There is a reconciliation of this apparently contradictory state of affairs.
Give it time.
Be patient. We will reach it in time. We see around us that which is called matter, which forms the physical foundation of all forms. Is the all merely matter?
Nope.
Not at all. Matter cannot manifest life or mind.
No.
And as life and mind are manifested in the universe, the all cannot be matter, for nothing rises higher than its own source.
So the all can't be matter because nothing rises higher than its own source. The all cannot be matter because nothing rises higher than its own source. The all can't be matter because nothing rises higher than its own source. So matter can't be the all. I mean, we're going to say it plainly. You probably think this too. I hope you do. I say sometimes mind over matter, but that's just an old axiom, an old thing that people that wouldn't initiate it said. Because matter don't even exist. And that's my opinion. Energy exists. And that's where all the scientists, everything is on now. It's on energy. Here we go.
Nothing is ever manifested in an effect that is not in the cause. Nothing is evolved as a consequence that is not involved as an antecedent.
Yes.
And then modern science informs us that there is really no such thing as matter.
I just said
That what we call matter is merely interrupted energy or force.
Energy or force at a low degree of vibration is what matter is, if you wanted to say what it is. Here we go.
That is, energy or force at a low rate of vibration.
Correct.
As a recent writer has said, matter has melted into mystery. Even material science has abandoned the theory of matter and now rests upon the basis of energy. Then is the all mere energy or force?
No.
Not energy or force as the materialists use the terms, for their energy and force are blind,
Right.
mechanical things, devoid of life or mind. Life and mind can never evolve from blind energy or force, for the reason given a moment ago. Nothing can rise higher than its source. Nothing is evolved unless it is involved. Nothing manifests in the effect unless it is in the cause. And so the all cannot be mere energy or force, for, if it were, then there would be no such things as life and mind in existence.
We know better.
And we know better than that.
We know better.
For we are alive and using mind to consider this very question, and so are those who claim that energy or force is everything. What is there then higher than matter or energy that we know to be existent in the universe?
Life and mind.
Life and mind.
Let's go.
Life and mind in all their varying degrees of unfoldment. Then,
Hold up. Because we got some more questions they're asking, and we gonna answer them. Let's talk about life and mind, because we've been talking about life and mind in the Master Series. The Secret Book of John. Okay. We had the source, the all, right? Surrounded by radiant waters. And he wanted to make these waters alive. So these waters became forethought. That's the Holy Spirit. Right? And then, right, out of the Holy Spirit and through the all, staring through those waters that reflect itself. That's how the child was brought. And then the child said, oh, wow, I know how I was brought forth. I want to create too. So the child brought forth mind. That's how mind even came into existence. From who you would call Jesus or Christ. However you want to look at it. I like to call it the child or the son. Whatever. It's okay. And I call it the son and not the daughter because its function is like a little male child. That's how it functions. That's why they call it the Son of God. That's why it's male. Okay. So we already talked about mind in the secret book of John. Okay. And then mind wanted to create too. So mind created word, right? And the Christ used the mind and the word to create all of this that you see that came into being. Okay. That's mind. All right. And then we talked about life. You remember? You don't remember? Secret book of John, we talked about life. You remember I put an example. I said when you burn your hand and then you're like, ouch, I won't do that no more. That's enlightened afterthought. Enlightened afterthought is life. We went through the Greek name called Zoe. Z-O-E. Okay? That's life. So we have talked about mind. We have talked about life and mind or mind and life. Okay? Here we go. So mind is the underlining, right? The universe is mind, okay? Because we can understand it as a function, but we can't understand the all. But what we can understand is how the mind is here in life, because we know through our thinking and our consciousness, our mind is at work, and we know we living and breathing, and we learning every day over enlightened afterthought, which means you only learn after the fact. You see what I'm saying? So don't think that you're a bad human, right? Because you had to get in a car wreck in order to drive carefully. Okay? That's how humans learn. Stop trying to prevent bad things from happening. Okay? See the learning lesson in them, because that's the only way we learn as humans is through afterthought. The immortal ones, they learn by forethought. Okay? So before anything happens, that's how they learn. They don't learn after the fact. They learn before the fact. All right, here we go.
You ask, do you mean to tell us that the all is life and mind?
Yes and no.
Yes and no is our answer.
Listen.
If you mean life and mind as we poor petty mortals know them,
no.
We say no. The all is not that.
No.
But what kind of life and mind do you mean?
Living.
You ask.
Living.
The answer is living mind, as far above that which mortals know by those words as life and mind are higher than mechanical forces or matter.
Yes.
Infinite living mind as compared to finite life and mind.
So this is where the Christ, some call it Jesus, he said, I'm from the living Father. See what I'm saying? Being that some said he always said living Father, it probably was another type of entity that thought it was the Father, Yaltabayoth, the demiurge, right? Okay? Because the demiurge is not living. It's an appearance world. The only things that are living last always. They don't disappear. They've always been. They are now, and they will always be. You see what I'm saying? From the beginning. You know, Yaltabayoth and the demiurge is not living mind and life because they didn't exist from the beginning. Therefore, they won't exist at the end. Their appearances as certain types of degrees, frequencies, and dimensions that happen in the meantime. Here we go. We're wrapping it up.
We mean that which the illumined souls mean when they reverently pronounce the word Spirit.
Say it.
The all is infinite living mind.
Yes.
The illumined call it Spirit.
Yes.
End of chapter 4 of the Kybalion.
Yes.
By 3 initiates.
Whoop. We call it Spirit. You see what I'm saying? So allow this to unfold for you. I know it's 2026. Everybody wants everything as a microwave dinner, what I like to call it. Stop taking microwave dinner learning. Stop just trying to take something and be like, okay, I got it. No, you don't got it. Allow yourself to unfold and learn it all. I know you don't like to sit through it and actually let it unfold. Sit through it. Let it unfold. As I always say, I include these links in the comments. Listen to it on your own. Practice it. Allow it to unfold. It's not something that happens quickly. It's not something that you're going to learn quickly. Okay? They don't call it the great work for nothing. Okay? You know, going to work every day is hard. It's been hard all your life. Even if you retired, when you went to work, it was hard. So if you're doing a great work, it's going to take a lot. But if you would do hard work for money, surely you'll do great work for your eternity, right? So I hope you enjoyed that chapter on mental transmutation and the chapter on the all our hope. It puts it more into perspective. The next chapter will be called the mental universe. So we will learn more about mental transmutation. We was just touching on it. I tried not to expand on it too much, even though I feel like I expanded on it a little bit too much, but it's all right. And we'll expand on the all, how the all is all, and the all is in all. Okay, in all pedophiles, and all rapists, and all governments, and all politicians, and all thugs, gangsters, and all the good people, and all the people that's about love, and all of that, and about giving and kindness and forgiveness, and all. It's in both. So I think that better explains how everything is in balance. All right. Next week, we're going live over the golden sayings of Epictetus. Woo! And that's pretty fire. That's pretty fire. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to contain my emotions in that series and in the series moving forward. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I'll put this link in the comments so you can study it on your own. Also, I'll put the written version in the comments so you can hear it and read along while you're hearing, because I understand. I don't know. Maybe you're not as slow as me. Please don't put me on no pedestal because I got 3 degrees. I am slow. I don't be knowing what, especially when I first started studying this stuff, I didn't know what a lot of words meant, so I had to stop in the audiobook, go to Google, search what the word mean, understand the word, then go back and see how it flows and how. It was a lot. So it'd be good to do the written version with the audiobook so you can actually break down the words. And remember to interpret this for yourself. Remember to interpret it for yourself. Don't just take everything that I'm saying. Oh, okay, good, I'm gone. Like, no, take time to read and interpret it yourself. And then I include the live video in the comments because on my YouTube page is where I store all the live videos and stuff. So I told y'all this when I first came on live. I'm not a big thing on getting subscribers and all of that crap, and I'm still not. But I did say that I want to go live on YouTube as well. Just like I'm doing this. I have 2 cell phones right here. It's another one right here. So initially I wanted to go live on either Instagram or YouTube, but Instagram says I have to have like over 1,000 followers. I think I only got like 218 followers because I don't do Instagram. I usually be on Facebook, even though I'm more on Instagram now, just to get my followers up, not to get followers and all of that. I just want more ways to spread the message as things grow, and like we talked about, as things change. Y'all know I love Facebook. That's what I said I'm gonna stay on, and that's my shit. But as things change, I have to change ways to get this message out to people. Of course, not to make money, none of that, I don't care. But my point is, I need 50 subscribers on YouTube in order to go live on YouTube. Right now, when I first started, when I came back going live this year, I think in June, I had 28 subscribers or something. Now I got 41. So if I can get 9 more subscribers, I can go live on YouTube. It's okay. Don't get all flustered about it, because I'm not. I'm just putting it out there. Please subscribe so I can get out there and we can get this message out more. We can get these mysteries out to more people. But I already know within myself, It's going to happen how it's supposed to happen. I'm just putting it out there for you. All right. It is Thursday. I hope I didn't say it was Friday because I kind of thought it was Friday in my head, but it's Thursday. Like I said, I'll be out of town tomorrow. Miguel going out of town tomorrow. Wish her safe travels and shit, but everything gonna happen how it's gonna happen. I hope everybody has a great freaking weekend. School is starting in less than a month. School's starting back up in less than a month. The shit don't stop. And just remember this, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. The birds don't get a day off. Every day, they gotta get it. The squirrels don't get a day off. Every day, they gotta get it. The spiders don't get a day off. They gotta build their web no matter what happened to the last web they spent all their time. Humans is the only one that think they deserve a break or a day off. Remember nature. And remember that you're part of nature. Keep going. Don't go too hard. Make sure you get your rest and stuff. Don't overload yourself. But just understand, every day is on. Even on your off day, work on your habits because it's always on. Okay? All right? All right. Let's continue to get better. I love y'all so much. Have a great weekend. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to stick my tongue out. I'm so silly.